take on it. And
Oh
now, and
shit, bro. I'm super sorry. We only now we're going live, man. That
right
was
now,
my bad. Yeah, we just went live on the English channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Crypto Commons channel. You're watching Bitcoin and shitcoin content, and we have a special guest, Joe Sass, today. And we just start talking like a few minutes before that. Before that, I recognized that we didn't go live, so sorry for that. And hi again, Joe. Please, if you can, like. Start from scratch because
yeah,
we just went live.
happy to, man. Always a pleasure to have to be on your show, man. Much love. You know, we've been seeing a lot of each other lately, so fucking good to see
Yeah.
you again.
Thank
Um,
you. Really
yeah,
appreciate time.
dude.
Can you share please again from scratch about Bitcoin? What do you think from now?
Yeah. So
Um,
we'll start on this and we'll just jump right into the hyperwave kind of idea. Let's just say, and this isn't a perfect hyperwave, but you have your area of resistance, right? And after that resistance was broken, we went at a trend, general trend direction level of roughly less than 45-degree angle. This is probably like a 30 something degree angle, right? Not a 45. And then we had our pullback, and then we went into a greater than 45-degree angle, and now we're going straight vertical. This is a hyperwave type behavior. Obviously, hyperwaves look a little different. Um, in reality, you have something like this, and then you have your trend line less than 45. You have your trend line above 45. And although we did have a weird top last time in Bitcoin, but then you have your trend line that's much more accelerated, right? So this is a hyperwave in a general sense. And you know, the ultimate thing that a hyperwave has is a bull trap right here. A this should be the bull trap, by the way. This was just a weird situation. And then it has a return to phase one. Return to phase one. This is hyperwave, but in Bitcoin, the return to phase one, which would have been roughly 10K, you usually multiply that because Bitcoin has scarcity. It's not like a stock or something like that. Bitcoin has legitimate scarcity to it. And is this the 2017 bull market? We had our resistance, we had our first climb, we had our greater than 45-degree angle, we had our vertical climb, and then we had phase five, phase six, and phase seven. Return to phase one. It took a long time, and we didn't quite get to the $1,000 that everyone thought we were going to get to. But this is the idea of our hyperwave right here.
yeah,
And so looking at, there's one here, there's maybe kind of one here. This was that random pump from 3,000 to 14,000 back in 2019. Now, I actually think this is more similar to what's going on right now than something like this. I don't think we're in a bull market right yet. I think what should have happened is we should have done that already. Let me get rid of some of this noise for us
yeah,
because we don't need it right now. But um, if you can see this move right here, right after the bottom of the $3,000 bottom in 2017, 18, when was this? 2019? Yeah, April 2nd, 2019. We went up pretty big, 250%. And that was from 3K to 14K. There was a lot of stuff going on at the time, but the Tether FUD and stuff like that. But hey, we still went up and we bounced wildly, right? Now, what we didn't do was that over here. We took our sweet time. Over here, it was just a matter of about 3 months for us to move back to approximately 75% of the value of the all-time high. We were only down from the all-time high 30%. So we made it up back to the all-time high around 70%, and we started cooling off. And so
yeah,
bringing that up to where we are now, I mean, now we're basically at the all-time high. This blow off could largely be due to either institutional legit purchasing of Bitcoin or some sort of FOMO. And the FOMO element, I think, is starting to become a little more convincing because now we're starting to see this type of shit going down. We're starting to see
yeah.
this type of shit going down. So now it's making me think, okay, the crypto market is behaving a little bit more rationally than it has been for quite some time. Yeah, that's I know I just
Absolutely.
fucking that was
Yeah.
a mouthful right there, but yeah. Want me to drop screen
Crazy.
share?
Yeah, no, you can continue. It's crazy, man. And some correction is needed because it's not organic growth when we see this type of movements. But maybe this time is different. You remember we spoke before on
Yeah,
not live that this ETF times, like they're buying 10x than miners provide every day.
yeah.
So maybe this supply shock we'll see, and like nothing happened yet.
It's
Yes, of
very
course, Bitcoin
possible.
can break all-time high and break 100K, no problem with that. But as usually, as we see, nothing special. You mentioned corrections like 75, 80% every bear market, every pre-pump zone before the halving. So maybe, yeah, I also expect a huge correction even on this, on this yearly green bull market candles.
Yeah,
Inside of these yearly candles, we will see a lot of months of red. So
we
of
should. We
course,
really should.
of
We should.
of course. But what do you think in terms of altcoin season? Because now the metrics, the dominance metrics, and a lot of names are pretty much oversold to BTC. What do you think personally? Your opinion on
Um, I
alt?
think you're onto something there. I think it's just starting. It's just starting. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance with a few altcoins. So Bitcoin dominance has been on the increase. So that's what we've seen over the course of the year. Bitcoin bottomed out in January of last year, 17K, started climbing, and a lot of other stuff hasn't done much work against Bitcoin. But now I think you can see that we started to stall out in this little range right here. And it looks like we might even be starting to flip around, which it just makes sense. It just makes sense. I'm not trying to shitcoin shill here, but
Yeah.
in order for there to be a real bull market, we need a massive inflow of money, and that's gonna be FOMO. We need FOMO. FOMO is what causes parabolic moves, right? And we get those every 4 years. So in order for there to be a full Bitcoin cycle, it does include a lot of assets, a lot of what shit coins, or coins that are totally shit, some that are, less shit than others, whatever people believe in. It still has a like a rising tide raises all ships. We haven't
Yeah.
seen the rising tide raise all ships. So I'm actually happy to see that a bull market is starting to behave somewhat normal to us. Um, it just took a long time. Took a very long time. You can see Ethereum going mostly sideways while
Ethereum
Bitcoin's been
dominance
going up.
is growing. I see that all other dominance is falling, but Ethereum
Yeah,
isn't. It's growing slowly,
yeah.
but it is.
The other
Yeah.
two down here, Doge and Doge in dark green, and ADA,
Hmm.
Cardano. And
There
those
is
are
no
the only two.
Solana. Solana
Uh,
might be growing
let me
as
add
well.
let me add Solana. Where?
Solana or Injective, they are growing. They already some of names are already past all-time high. I'm not quite sure. Not Solana, but some of the names. Yeah. Whoa, man.
Hold on. What do I need to do here? Um, there. This looks a little more like it. All right, cool.
Hmm.
So all you need to do is right click and push regular so that it equals, a maximum of 100%.
Hmm.
Um, so Solana, let's change color of Solana. Let's make Solana red, just so we have some really bright, obvious stuff going on. Solana has been climbing, and we've seen the Solana price moving up now since October of last year, and that's roughly around the time Bitcoin started stalling out, interestingly enough. Bitcoin dominance was on its last leg of upside action as Solana started climbing. And what else is out there that we should consider? I'm gonna get rid of
Um,
USDT.
USDT for sure.
Yeah, get rid of that just for now.
maybe there is there any Shiba Inu dominance?
Yeah,
It's a
let's
bit,
see.
yeah,
Well, I would actually just say that it's got to be similar to Doge. Doge and Shiba are basically the same thing to me. And you can see Doge in green here is one of the
yeah.
only ones other than ADA, Cardano, to start taking a sweet upturn. Of course, Solana with a little sweet upturn right now too. But yeah, it looks like there's only a couple that are really responding to this altcoin situation. But I think this is just the beginning, it's just the beginning. If we start seeing stuff like this, then people are going to get excited and then they're going to say, "Oh, I could have made 100% in one day. I could have doubled my money." And if everyone's going to be thinking, "Hey, I have $2,000 in my bank account. My rent is $2,000. I could have paid for 2 months rent right now instead of 1 month's rent. I could have gone out and bought myself Starbucks coffee every day next month or whatever people are thinking, right?" So that's the kind of degen mentality that we see in bull markets. And I'm expecting to get a bit more of that degen mentality now that we're seeing these things. This is a really good mid-market rally. Well, not even mid-market. Obviously, Bitcoin is in some sort of bull market, whether we can comprehend it or not. Bitcoin is doing something absolutely crazy right now. Obviously a pullback likely imminent, but yeah, I think this kind of excitement is what's going to drive all that money into the space, which is going to get the market looking a little bit more like a volatile, like a volatile blackout drunk party.
Yeah. Wow, man, 62K. Yeah, we shouldn't be overexcited. We should use proper risk management because
Yeah.
anything can happen now. We should be
Yes.
prepared. What is
62K
Terder
impressive.
telling us?
Uh-huh. That's interestingly enough, this is still considered a fair fight to me. We do have trend bias signals. I know we talked about, remember the gold mine signals? Might have talked about those back in the day. Um, these preceded the run, which if you see gold mine signals as price goes up, it's a very, very good sign. I've almost never seen it fail. Can't think of a time. Now, we went from when the gold mine started firing off at around 50K range, low 50s. The gold mine remained consistent into our total move up. So these were the trend bias signals, and the trend bias had taken over bullish. But now we have, as we got very high and we peaked out at, nearly the previous all-time high, getting close to the very first all-time high before that 70K fake out all-time high. We got trade band signals, 2.5 to 5 band signals, and 5 to 10 band signals. This is the 5 to 10 band signal on the buy side. And this would be the trend bias signal. And now we have 5 to 10 band signals on the sell side. So it could be two things. Obviously, one of which is bearish. It could mean that the sellers are in control now. Um, and look, they haven't done much with even with this little bit
Yeah.
of dominance, this massive amount of dominance actually. All the bears have been able to do is push price down roughly 5%, where we have a stable and consistent horizontal support. So
Yeah,
you can see, yeah,
this
it's
is
it's
looking
been
like Bart Simpson hair now, really. It's looking like flat signal, but then it should dump if we like as usual.
yeah, we got
70% chance.
look how
Yeah.
look how little liquidity there is here. If everyone's talking about institutional investors buying Bitcoin, especially having to do so on open exchanges, there's no incentive for them. They would make much more money and have a much more profitable trade if they were to pay some senator to say they don't like Bitcoin, and then pay 5 senators to come out in the news and say that they don't like Bitcoin and they're going to make stricter regulation for Bitcoin in the USA. And
Drop the
bam,
price.
yeah, that'll cost them $100,000 to get that out to all to $5,000 per article at New York Times, at Vice, at whatever these mainstream media outlets are, right? They'll pay
Absolutely.
5,000 bucks per article. They'll put 20,000 bucks in the pocket of 5 senators. Bam, dude, they got themselves a fucking 10, 15% move to the downside, and they have liquidity building up on the sell side. So they'll plant their orders down here, and then they'll get all these guys to sell into their orders, and in the meantime they'll also get more people to stack the book on the sell side. So I don't really think this is whales right now. There's just no incentive. Look at all the slippage they would accumulate just to move Bitcoin price up $900. It only costs it's only 150 Bitcoin to for price to move up $900. That's massive slippage for a 150 Bitcoin order.
Yeah, it's pretty low liquidity still. And what is exchange do you watching? It's on Binance
Yeah, we're
only?
watching
Ah,
Binance. Binance probably has the most liquidity.
yeah, still. As
Yeah, I
they
think it
report
does.
as they report itself on CoinMarketCap.
That is 100% true. How much can we trust them? But let's just say I bring this over to Coinbase. I mean, what other exchange would we want to look at?
Coinbase, I think it's the biggest spot in US, but also maybe it's I don't know. By the way, it's Kraken still or OKX now, maybe BitGet, but I think
Yeah,
Bybit and BitGet not so big in terms of spot. Maybe, but
yeah.
Bybit is
Actually,
already.
you're very familiar with this. We can always where is this?
Yeah, I also use Binance chart and Binance order book overlay, but in this order book section, I use all the spot exchanges.
hmm
Yeah, and I'm watching them as an pine tree,
Yeah,
vertical layout
yeah.
or
I I
horizontal. Yeah, how to
I
call.
know that as more of a depth chart, maybe even Bitstamp in here.
Yeah,
So let's just say Bitfinex. Bitfinex is fine.
with Phoenix, yeah, this is the most elder exchange,
Yeah, right.
oldest, I have to say. Yeah,
So looking at the liquidity, um, this the same rough liquidity pocket right here for a lot of exchanges. It dips down, and then the only exchange who is purple. Let's just see who purple is.
maybe it's Huobi,
Kraken.
Kraken.
Gemini is blue. Coinbase is
Kobe is
blue.
pretty big. Kobe, I think, pretty big too.
Oh,
Kobe,
Huobi
Coin,
Chinese.
OKX. OKX is pretty big. Yeah, you should watch them all.
So we got some. I think Kraken was purple, right? I think
Uh-huh.
yeah. So let's see here, 61. All right. So we have one. So the market is in almost straight confluence, 62.1, 62.1. So we're probably within $50. The lowest exchange to the highest exchange in terms of price, and you can see that we have roughly similar behaviors running on down. Kraken seems to have a massive amount of liquidity chasing the top of the book, and this is not something that a whale would do, by the way. This isn't something a whale would do, is try to stack the book, the front end of the book with orders. They would stack their
Mhm.
orders down here and stack the sell side with sells to cap the price and force the price to move down, which we
Yeah,
did see.
maybe this market makers just like spoofing walls, they can disappear, and the price could
Yeah,
drop easily.
that's what happened over here. Where was it? Excuse me. And
Wow, that's great, man. I found myself a bear on my English channel. I usually a permabull on Russian channel. For those
yeah,
who don't know, I usually speak Russian on my bigger channel. But yeah, and may I say a few words in Russian for those who don't understand. Ребята, если вы не понимаете английский, отписывайтесь от канала, ставьте дизлайк, потому что вы смотрите, или если хотите учить английский, тогда смотрите, потому что yeah, I'm saying for my Russian audience that we need to pump this channel to YouTube algorithm. So if you do not understand, please unsubscribe.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
but
remember you mentioning that.
they see like good night very well. My English is very good. Someone says, forget about the bear market.
hmm
Someone said. Andri says he's studying English as well. So yeah, what can you say else, Joe? It's nice to
Um,
hear you and watch your charts.
Thank you.
Appreciate too much.
I'm trying to find an indicator that shows the order book top levels, I think is what it is.
Ah, yeah, this is the great one. By the way,
Yeah, and
we will translate. I don't know, maybe a few moments or maybe the whole conversation tomorrow for Russian audience. So yeah,
okay.
the update.
Um, let's see here. We don't need that size in USD, level range top three. So this is something that I just want to point out to us. Okay, so let's get rid of the overlay. We had right after the dump. starting at here it was 44,000. Here it was. So let me change this input real quick to 25%. Right as Bitcoin started dumping, so a whale capped the market. This was the ETF. This is the ETF January 12th. So this is what whales do. They cap the price. Price moves down, and then they place the orders, preventing us from being able to climb back up. After placing these orders at 44,000 and 45,000 flat, these were over 1,000 Bitcoin in orders. These were nearly roughly $50 million orders placed on one exchange. What they do is they plant their orders in the book and they leave them there. And no matter what the market does, it cannot recover. It doesn't have the bullishness, the amount of bulls required to come in and annihilate these walls. And what happens is the whales that are doing this right now start planting their orders down low. They start planting their orders down low, right? And what ultimately happens, look how thick some of these are as they start to fade away. Look how big we are. Look how big we are. You know, we get pushed into this range where we have massive sell walls. We had sell walls pretty consistent in the 38,000 territory. Let me get rid of this white line. It might be blocking something. You can see the 39,700 range, 40,000 range. We had all these walls that had been stacked up before then. And let me add a couple, let me do like top five.
Yeah, I remember,
So
man. I used to use it like 2 years ago or something after Corona dump. Then I forget it or maybe removed it. Now it's wow, it's looking
yeah,
very,
this
very
is
well.
what whales do. This is what
Top levels. Yeah.
this is what whales do. The second they planted their seed, they capped out the price. They waited for the market since the market could not recover and beat them. They waited for the market to come to their orders that they had placed down here. And that's why when we flip this back on, we'll see that the most amount of support was to the downside and well below 44K and 45K. This is just where they decided to plant their orders to cap price, but their orders to get filled were down here. And they probably wanted more orders to get filled, by the way. This is a very strong area of support, but if I had to guess, I would say that we might come back down here one day because I think they wanted more Bitcoin orders filled down there.
Yeah. To
But
buy it
yeah,
more cheap.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what whale manipulation looks like. And you need liquidity in order to get a lot of this done. And so there isn't, I think, enough on the buy side or the sell side to really make a strong assumption.
Wow.
Because if I am a whale, I don't want to plant some orders just yet on the chance that there are some perma that are just going to buy and flip on their laser eyes and all that stuff. So I think we're probably dealing with a normal market situation in a normal market, Bitcoin's going to pull back, right? I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, even if it's a bull flag on a weekly, on a bigger time scale, it can dump inside of this possible bull flag. Uh,
Hmm.
Maybe yeah,
Wow.
it's too early to say. By the way, what do you think of Ether? Maybe you can take a look at Ethereum on TRDR because
Hmm.
it's still far away from its all-time high.
Yeah,
Maybe we
let's
can
take a
take a
look.
look at top names like Ether or Solana because it's still far away from all-time high. Do you think it can break it like in a few days or weeks, or maybe a pullback expected?
Wow, look at how
Likely.
much resistance there was up here before. So much resistance, and now it's starting to fizzle out. Um, I would say this is bullish for Ethereum. Let's just take a look at I just want to take a quick look at the larger time frames here. Wow, dude. This thing has not done much, man. This thing's
Yeah,
still,
Dash looking dead,
holy shit.
looking very bad, especially to Bitcoin. But
Yeah,
usually
this is
people
terrible.
want to see to USDT, so it's okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
this is Dash.
yeah,
This is
this is
Dash.
Dash.
Okay, I thought this was S for a second. I was actually kind of excited. But
No,
yeah,
this is
Dash. Now Dash is I think Dash is starting to flip. I was looking at Dash the other day on another indicator that I like. And
mm-hmm.
it's looking good, but let's pull up Ethereum, sorry.
Yeah,
I
man.
totally missed that.
But Dash is really oversold. If you take a look like in macro picture, it can
I
easily 10x. You know, like even that can bounce can bring 10 or
I bet you
20x.
I bet you will see that in the next 4 weeks. Let's do ETHUSDT real quick. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Wow, this is the
Nice.
difference.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
different picture altogether. So we bottomed, made a higher bottom. Descending triangle did not play out. I must have drawn this back then when it was happening. So looks like I was wrong. I don't know what these notes are. But ooh, ETH is looking, I mean, now it's looking like Bitcoin. It's looking a little bit like Bitcoin, right? I mean, we're in the vertical phase. Maybe on the 3 day it looks a little different than a 1 day. Let's see here. No, it looks about right. Straight up. It's just going straight up right now.
Yeah. So do we expect 4K or which targets do you think if we continue growing?
It looks like we're at the first area of resistance. Um, so I look at here, and then probably you have 2 points of contact here. This is how I like to do my long-term stuff. Fuck you. All right, here we go. Sorry. Um, my you got point of contact here, point of contact right here, support, becoming resistance, and resistance, and we go, right? So I like this area with a lot of and that is 4,000, I guess, right on the money. So we are talking oops, yeah, we're talking a 35,069 price point, which is approximately where we are now, which is where we tried to climb back out and couldn't make it out the hole. Effectively a bull trap in a way. And the next spot is 4,000, pretty much 4,000 flat. What are the chances we get there? Let's see, we are sitting at 34.3 or 3,430. I'm so used to talking in tens of thousands, not single thousands. But anyways, the book is looking pretty thin overhead. This is actually
Hmm.
really interesting. Let's just take a look at a broader view real quick. A broad view of the market is the majority of the resistance is at where we sit now and
Hmm.
3,600 and then 4,000. It's not much, but it's the next most significant level. And then the next most significant level is the next top right here, 400, and then 5,000 after that up
Wow.
here, the new all-time high.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy things going on. By the way, this is the third hard fork of original Ethereum chain. I mean, like Ethereum Classic is the only one, like you know,
Hmm.
the only one blockchain which can cost anything because it's original chain. I mean, Ethereum now it's like Bitcoin SV if we can compare this.
Oh yeah, yeah,
'Cause it's actually forking every time Vitalik's need to change something in protocol. So I think maybe if you can take a look at Ethereum Classic also, because a lot of thinking people who are in a space not a couple of years already, they bet on Ethereum Classic, I think also.
yeah.
What do you think of this shitcoin?
Well, it's made its bottom. I think the bottom is in, and here's the previous bottom down here
Yeah,
somewhere.
the previous
Yeah,
pump was the previous pump to $180 hit previous all-time high in like 3x or 4x. I mean,
yeah.
it's past all-time high.
This is probably one of the most exciting pumps I've ever seen for something that we know about. 1,900%. Damn, that's big money right there. Big money.
Yeah,
Um,
we took
and
that
that
trade,
was,
man. Not
I
not
know,
not all the movement, but a big part of it.
it
We
makes me
took the
want to
trade.
prepare for another one. Look, this is already kind of starting a cup and handle formation. Uh,
It broke the resistance, the
yeah,
downslope resistance.
we're starting to. I like the look of this. I think the market is ready to do some absolute fucking insanity right now, man. It's looking really, really prepared to start doing some more of this type of stuff, breaking, more of this type of stuff, more of this type of stuff, more of this type of stuff. It looks like the market's preparing us. for a lot of these things. So, you know,
Yeah.
if you don't have your shitcoin seeds planted, maybe now's not the time to worry about it. If you've already planted your shitcoin seeds, and what I mean when I say that is in every bear market, you probably when Bitcoin bottoms out, let's see, Bitcoin bottoms out top to bottom 76%, let's say, right? Well, most altcoins bottom out much worse than that. More
98,
closer.
98%. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, looking, yeah. Probably yeah, something like that. You know, look, I mean, this is probably a bad example, but yeah, here we are, lowest point around 92%, you know, so greater than 90%. And this is what I mean about this is when you buy your shitcoin seeds. You know, for Bitcoin, you buy your seeds when Bitcoin goes down roughly 80%, plus, you know, 75 to 85% is Bitcoin's worst bear market. And shitcoin's worst bear market is 90 to 99 or 90 to 100%, 90 to 100. But
Yeah.
for the most part, let's say 90 to 95. So yeah, I think it's if you already are in, then yeah, you're probably just need to wait right now and then we'll figure it out once everything starts to cap out. But if you're not in, it's you might have a little bit of time, but I wouldn't want to be the one buying right now. I don't want to buy Shiba Inu right now.
Yeah,
It-
especially wow. Especially now when the Bitcoin dominance is looking pretty much bullish instead of our instead of what we are waiting for, like immediately out season. Now we're seeing that Bitcoin is strong, and maybe it's too risky to go all in now in altcoins. But anyway, if you can take a look for a few names for our audience, it would be great. Maybe Litecoin, because I know a lot of people holding Litecoin and try to trade it now. But recently it
mm,
did well, like last 2 or 3 days, it was pumping a little bit
mhm.
better. But in general, yeah, it's looking like it's bottomed. What do you think?
I think it
Litecoin,
looks like it's bottomed. It looks like it's bottomed. So this consolidation range is very similar to these price points. So there's
yeah,
definitely been one heck of a wrestling match going on. What's interesting is Litecoin also has happenings, but they don't
yes.
react. They don't
It,
react the same way.
it's not priced in yet. The previous halving not priced in Litecoin. It's still around $100 or 40
Okay.
bucks. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're not shilling Litecoin or any coin, guys.
No.
We're just doing technical analysis.
Just
So
looking, just
let's
looking.
see.
Taking a walk in the park. The bottom does look like it's in. I would say, yeah, and this is more of a classic bull trap looking scenario. This is as pretty of a bull trap as you can get. Everyone thought it was going back to all-time highs. Someone said absolutely not. And yeah, that's a story. So
Yeah,
it does
but
look like yeah, this area resistance.
in general, if you draw a line like under the candlesticks, you will see the bull trend. You know, we see higher lows time to time. We see higher lows.
Yeah, we do see higher lows. I'm loving my boy,
Mr.
but
Stas
let's do it.
Junior, what's up,
What
dude?
are you doing? Here, wave to the camera. Someone's
Yeah,
hungry. Here, you can do 20 push-ups and have some beef jerky.
little Satoshi holder.
Yeah. You can do 20 push-ups and I'll let you have some beef jerky. Maybe later, Candy, but right now push-ups. Gotta make him a little hodler and also a little strong baller.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see what you're talking about with the low point here and obviously the low point over here.
Yeah,
But
it's a slowly uptrend in terms of higher lows.
yeah, I wonder what's all this though. This is 2017. So we probably
Oh,
barely
the
broke
whole
the all-time
history.
high.
Yeah, we broke all-time high, but very
Not
few points.
yeah, not by much, huh? Barely. Yeah, I
This
don't
is
know. I mean, I'm assuming the halving was before Bitcoin's halving. Bitcoin's halving was May of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
yeah. You
so
remember Tonway's stream, the legendary one.
yeah,
Tonway's halving stream. It was like 12 hours or more. I
Of
think he
course.
was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there smoking so many
Yeah.
cigars.
Yeah, yeah, I remember, Joe. Can you take a look for audio shitcoin, especially for me? Audio, you know this project, Audios. It's like a SoundCloud for crypto. Or
Audius?
audio USDT Binance or BTC. You maybe USDT is better for
Yeah.
many people because they trade
Well,
USDT pairings. But
people,
it was near $5 on
give me 5 minutes.
previous hype cycle. Now
Yeah.
it's still working. You know, it's not just a coin with a white paper or even without a white paper as a lot of tokens.
Piece of
It
pastry.
has a really working product. What do you think from TA perspective?
Uh, I mean, this is one of those ones that I feel like it can really rip back to the upside. All this happened during the last bull market, and it had two like really wild moves while
Yeah.
everything else was in a downtrend, a really bad downtrend. Um, so this one I just gonna assume is has some sort of wild card element to it. I think the bottom's got to be in. You know, it really looks like the bottom's in here. Um, yeah, a nice little double tap, perfect right there, right there. Now we're making a higher local high. So this thing's starting to build. And of course, as it's doing all this, it's moving
Yeah.
pretty fast. I mean, we're talking over the span of a month, we've gone up 70%. So yeah, this is a bit more of what I would be expecting widely throughout the market.
What is order book telling you which targets we can prepare for?
Well, let's see here. 300,000. Let me do this. We can all see the calculator, right?
Yeah. Maybe
Uh,
even if it's a dead cat bounce, yeah, we can how much X we can expect.
so there's 393,654 tokens
Hmm.
at 50 cents. So there's $200,000 in liquidity at this price point. $200,000 is 3 Bitcoin right now. You know, not that much. This
It's nothing.
token,
It's nothing.
yeah, the very low liquidity.
Maybe
So
maybe you can take a look at bigger picture.
this is
Uh,
we're coming up on as big as it gets. Two
uh,
dollars, 3,000, 3 million tokens at $3. So that's $2. So that's $6 million in liquidity at $2. So
yeah,
the
look,
largest liquidity pot is yeah, right there. Up here somewhere. Where is it?
$2. It's way much higher.
Yeah, let's see. Nothing, and there is nothing. It's not like this is where we capped out. This is
Yeah.
okay, so it's the bottom. It's where we support. So
Yeah.
people,
And
yeah,
maybe
interesting.
it also would be like a good fib retracement level or some level of resistance to take profits. Yeah, it's looking like a safe bet on spot if the project will not scam, you know, and go offline. It's
Yeah.
working well still, and I don't know why this token should cost anything. And if Ton Weiss will be with us, he will say like everything is going to zero,
Hmm.
everything is scam. But we see opposite. We see some shit blockchains even as Solana pumping like
Yeah.
uh 20x at the
People,
week.
look, people got to remember, even Beanie Babies, fucking, where people were going nuts. Pokemon cards, it's all shit coins. If you're talking about things that people spend money on that are stupid. Yeah, you're talking about the majority of people. Look at what happened at the beginning of COVID. What was the first thing, if you remember what happened at the beginning of COVID? What's the first thing everyone went to the grocery stores to buy? Toilet
Oh,
paper.
yeah, that was horrible times.
Toilet paper. People ran to
Toilet
the
paper.
stores to buy toilet paper of all things. They weren't
Yeah,
stocking up on tuna and bullets and gold and silver and and all. Hey, all right, my
yeah,
boy.
and then they used to go to buy masks. You remember?
Yeah,
Next,
mass.
they forced to buy masks in Russia. I mean, they didn't uh, get it like from social or something. It was like good business, you know. Everyone who's selling masks at this
Mhm.
time.
Yeah,
It's
so the point is consumers can be extremely irrational, and it's actually probably normal for consumers to be irrational. So whether it's shitcoin X or it's Beanie Babies or it's toilet paper at the right time all it takes is a catalyst to create enough interest in something. And next thing you know, you have people lining out the door to buy toilet paper. So yeah, that's your shit coins. People are gonna buy dumb shit. Grown people that look like they've worked a long, hard life, went to college, did everything right, have a family, a white picket fence, and a two-car garage. They were out there filling their cars with toilet paper, right? So it's like the shitcoin stuff and the shitcoin markets and altcoins in general, altcoin death and all that. What
Yeah,
what's that even really about? It's obviously, to the trained eye, obviously it's something that probably makes no sense. A blockchain that does X, Y, and Z, and it isn't money and it isn't secure and it isn't and it's getting hard forked and it's centralized and all these things. Yeah, now you're talking people like us can see the difference. But to some dude in India who doesn't know anything about crypto, whose buddy told him, "Hey, I just made 100% on this token." They don't care. They just hear money.
yeah. We remember old good Poloniex times when you all the names from CoinMarketCap back then. Now they are like in two or three thousands. They're like almost disappear. So we remember every season we see a new altcoins which are hyped and priced in, and then they dump 99%.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, look, Joe, my Bitcoin Cash position is pumping now on
Oh
DeepCoin.
shit.
Yeah, it increased like almost 600%. Should I take
Damn.
profit? It also I mean it's already
Change the
very
order book
low.
aggregation. At order book aggregation 10.
Yeah, maybe you mean here.
Yeah, I just want only one. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
A lot of
Man,
overhead resistance.
it's super low leverage long. It's 0.5x.
Hmm.
Should I keep it until $600 or so? Because I think if we go up from here, I told my Russian audience today, if we break this resistance, next target should be like $600 or $700 because it's looking like a first base, like a bull flag or something.
Bitcoin
Uh,
Cash. Oh, hold on.
Bitcoin
Bitcoin
trash. Maybe you
Cash.
can take a screen again and share your TA on it.
Oh, sure. I was just gonna be a quick look here because
Roger
I'm just
reverse.
curious. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Look, this is still good. This means that we're getting that market wide move, you know?
Can you take a screen?
Uh, yes.
Please. Yeah.
Here we
Perfect.
go. So we're getting the market wide move. Everyone's kind of feeling the same thing. I wonder what that was about. Not much liquidity here. Millions of dollars of liquidity. Not much. So we broke the high. That's really good news. If I was a betting man and I was invested in this. Um,
Yeah. Anyway, this coin has the same history, transaction history with the original Bitcoin, so it
mhm.
makes sense. It's like a twin brother, like a clone, clone brother
Yeah.
of
I
Bitcoin.
think I think it's a tough one. I like to take money and run, especially if you get something very irrational like this. But the market is in quite a state right now, so maybe just want to put a little bit of money at a take profit, at a profitable stop loss or something. But I think this line needs to hold right here. We gotta hold this thing if you want this thing to
Mhm.
keep pumping. Let me look at a smaller time frame.
You mean the
I like
mirror,
my smaller time frames.
the
Two.
mirror support,
This is all,
previous
yeah,
resistance?
this is all happened in the past couple hours. This is
Should
all
you
very new.
would you short scalp this if you would trade
No,
this?
I wouldn't
No,
short it. No.
no, it's too early.
Look how much movement there is in the order book. I know that this is probably a little slow because of all the things we have selected, but let's just do like let's get rid of Bitstamp, let's get rid of Huobi, let's get rid of the Chinese exchanges.
Yeah.
Um, but you see how dynamic the book is right now? How many people are pulling their orders? It's just shifting around way too much. It's times like this where I would rather wait. I would rather it pump another 22% and then I catch the signal to short or dump and then I long instead of try to take a position right now. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This
Spoofy
one's tough.
project.
It's just tough. Yeah, it's just so much movement going on. No one knows what's happening. No one knows what's happening. So everyone's just flipping out. It looks like sell side liquidity is getting pulled a little bit, even as price moves down from this high. We're down 2.5% from the top, and the book is still stacked heavily in favor of the bulls, particularly bulls that are chasing the top end of the book. So we do have some static behavior, which is normal, up a bit further from the top end of the book. On the sell side, obviously, since we just ran up very far, very fast, we're going to have liquidity pockets on the buy side, massive liquidity pockets on the buy side. So, yeah, right now it's all up to these guys where price ends up. And I would, if I, what I would do as the way that I trade is if I was really heavily involved in this trade, I would just stare at this, man. This would be my, the rest of my evening would be watching these guys. The second that they start to pull, and right now we have about one, two, three, four, five, six aggregations, fairly active, six active aggregations chasing the book right now. Once that drops to three, I'm getting kind of scared. I'm thinking it's gonna pull straight back down.
Probably, yeah. This is why we use this TRDR thing, guys. It's really on-chain data from the order books of all major exchanges. It's not like lagging indicator as TradingView usually
Hmm.
usual indicators. It's really like uh, damn. How do you call it, Joe? I forgot again. It's not lagging, but like
Yeah, real time data.
real time, and even the opposite, like the faster than the chart. How to say? It's
Mm.
like damn, I forgot. There is the word for
Um,
that. I
yeah,
should I should
I
figure
wish I
out.
had.
Yeah, it's like a leading indicator. You
Oh
know what?
yeah, sure.
Usually it's a leading indicator, not for a pump or a dump, guys, but for at least for a sideways move and for some level of resistance of support.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's great thing, man.
Yeah. It's and the unique things is it's neither a technical indicator nor is it a fundamental indicator. It's really its own world. And I think that makes it a bit more of an exciting space to explore as someone who's trying to make a name and figure out your style. I think it is very valuable to you to use and stand on the shoulders of others, use your moving averages and see what has been successful for others. But the order book is still there's still a lot to discover there. I think and I think the majority of some of the greatest information you're going to get from the market in real time based on as a trader um to make your trading decisions. I think the order book has a lot to offer, and I think there's a lot to discover there as well. A lot to discover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Gigatrend saying about Bitcoin Trash?
We don't
Or
have
is there?
presets.
Oh, there is no preset. Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to.
Gigatrend, we need to build out the presets for it because it's like Gigatrend is more specific to an asset, but once we lock it in, then we get sick gains, looking at PAPE. I know
Yeah.
we've done this before, but it's like, with even the more conservative settings, we're talking about 1800% this year. And obviously, 200 of that in a day, or not in a day, in one trade, approximately in one trade covering since February 23rd. So, about a week's time. Big trade there. So yeah, once we lock it in, yeah, you're sold, but yeah, for other stuff, we need more time. Yeah, so Bitcoin, no, Ethereum, USDT, that's where we were. And we had signals. Oh wait, which one? Yeah, this is Sazeth, right? Yeah.
Sell
Ethereum.
signals.
Yeah, this is the one that I made for Ethereum. I don't know why this looks so different,
It's five
but
minute chart, Joe.
yeah, there was something different about it earlier. I thought we had more overlay resistance, but whatever. For now, um, Ethereum is looking, I think it's looking like everything else. It's looking toppy. There is a lot of support, but it doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean much.
Yeah, we could go higher. This is the crypto market. We can go higher. Uh,
Yeah,
any amount of excess.
I wouldn't want to be betting against the market right now, especially when the market's as irrational as it is. It's just yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very irrational market. And you know that irration stems from here, I'll stop share for a sec. So the anomaly about Bitcoin, a very unique anomaly about Bitcoin and not necessarily everything, is that the higher price goes, the more people are interested in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like usually if you go to the grocery store and you see your you like to buy chips and you see
yeah,
your favorite brand of chips go up to t 20 times in price, you're not gonna really buy that bag of chips anymore. You're gonna fucking, do something else. Whereas in Bitcoin, is you go people go nuts. It starts to go up, and then more and more people get interested in purchasing it. A very, very unique circumstance, an uncommon circumstance, I think. So yeah, I think
absolutely you're right. Uh, but usually people do the not very smart. They buy at tops and sell the bottoms. But
yeah,
even if
yeah,
it's so expensive, they will buy Bitcoin for sure. I personally, I will buy Bitcoin even at 100K, I think, or 20.
right,
Maybe if we go higher or 200K. But that should be a good time correction for this. We will
yeah,
see. We will see a time when 100K probably would be a new bottom or
yeah.
something like that.
Oh, we
For sure.
will, we will.
And what do you think I should do? I know I'm not taking advices and I'm not giving financial advices, but usually everyone's asking, "Oh, Greeny, what to do? Should I close my long? Should I close my short? Should I increase?" What do you think to do with this trade if you will be in this trade? I remind you, it's only
Yeah, yeah.
0.5x.
I
But
pull
anyway,
50%. I would
yeah,
straight
but
up.
yeah, take 50% from the table.
Yeah, 100%. That's what
Yeah,
I would do. Yeah.
that's what I'm doing also, time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it by the market. It's not big slippage. Yeah, we
See,
have, man, that's great. We have
what a
some
lot of
profit.
people a lot of people don't remember this. It doesn't matter if you pay for a hamburger or you pay for a house in a trade. The point is you need to be profitable because you make one bad trade that can set you up for 3 months of making bad decisions. It's so much more valuable to you to make one good trade and pay for a slice of pizza. Instead of worrying every day about paying off all your bills and your mother's bills. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, Joe. Yeah, this is a good advice. And man, Litecoin is pumping also on smaller time frames. Yeah,
Hmm.
Litecoin is leader bull. Look, last few days.
Interesting. Yo, this is looking. I really am excited. If the alt season comes, I think that's really good for us. I think that's really good for the
Yeah.
ecosystem. I think everyone's going to be making a lot of money pretty soon.
Maybe we will see like Bitcoin going sideways or small dumps, and
Yeah,
we'll see some alt movements
that makes sense
next
to me.
days, next weeks. Yeah, that's great. But anyway, guys, do not forget to take your profits. This is why we are trading. We do not want to lose money in long term. So yeah, we need to take profits, and that's why I'm set some limit orders here at
Mm,
92. Maybe it will, if it will do, a crazy pump, like usually crypto do. It will do. If it will do something like this, you should already set your take profits or some orders, because it will can easily dump back and you will not be able to. That's why I'm using some partial limit orders.
hmm.
You should take 10%, 20%, or 50% as you advised me 2 minutes ago. So do not forget about this. And maybe Ton will join, but no, he's not at home now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
maybe
anything, I'm thinking I should probably head out soon. I got this kid. I gotta make him some hamburgers, and we got
yeah,
some
me.
fresh food from the farm. We get everything fresh on the farm, so gotta make him some healthy food. Want him to be strong.
That,
America's trying to make their kids weak, man.
that's great, man. Yeah, I think we should wrap it out soon, and maybe we can meet in the next one with Ton and other guys,
Hmm. Yeah,
uh, which I invite also. Thank you, Joe. I
absolutely.
appreciate your time and your knowledge. And Let's meet soon.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, brother. Every time. Thanks for having me.
Bye bye, guys. Have nice profits.